What's up, everyone? Darkscream217 here. With me is a special guest, Windsor321,
Yo.
who's pretty much going to almost replace Multifire inevitably. And today we're doing another Tokusatsu talk, and this time it's on our first impressions on the latest Sentai that's been released in Japan, Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger, or Kyoryuger, I think it's pronounced. It's um it's another dinosaur themed Sentai, which I was skeptic about because this is the third one, isn't it? The first
Yeah.
one was Z Ranger, which became Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The second one was Abba Ranger, which became Dino Thunder. So I saw this and I was like, really again? Okay, what can they do? But then I heard from a friend of mine from college who texted me that he saw the first episode. He said it's actually really good so far, and I can pull up what he said actually. But you can feel free to add anything you want. I'm actually going to be a little browsing right now. So your thoughts?
Okay. Well, I'm really interested in the fact that the villains just at the start of the episode just took over the world. They're like, "Hey, a planet, just invade all the countries."
Oh,
And then each country had to get its own ranger to fight off the villains. So it's essentially battle fever.
yeah, about.
It is essentially battle fever. I mean, they dance. They they're from all across the world. It's battle fever with dinosaurs.
And the Pink Ranger represents America again.
Yep.
Speaking of that shot where the aliens actually successfully invade all of the world and not just exclusively Japan, like I've seen in most of these shows, I really like when they show the invasion scenes in various parts of the countries, especially in Europe. They actually had like foreign actors who are probably European, maybe American, I don't know, but they actually had a couple stand-in actors that didn't look Asian in the slightest bit, running from the little troop monsters in that show, which is actually kind of cool. I don't know if they shot it on location or they just happened to conveniently find a good handful of these guys lying around in Japan, but I thought that was a pretty interesting shot.
It's like, yeah, and since they take place in all the countries, maybe Pink Ranger can help Megaforce not suck.
Speaking of Megaforce, did you see the third episode yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, because I wanted to know what was the third abysmal line that you said, because
I'll.
second episode people told me, oh, I hope they run on biofuel or something like that. I'm just like, wow. If I was doing an SF Debris style review of Megaforce, I would definitely have a moment that's very similar to the Neelix shithead moments that he has in his Voyager reviews, except with the Pink Ranger. And it's like shitty quote of the day because that's two so far. I don't know what the third one is, but I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out by watching the show. It's not that good. But back to Kyoryuger. Well, my friend said that he was impressed with the fact that they made the team actually don't want to get to know one another. That was at the very end of the episode. Though I don't think that's going to last long because in the previews they show red, blue, and pink together in their non-transform sequences. So they obviously are about to know each other pretty soon. Um, I also like the Sentai suits and the mechs themselves. The Sentai suits, they do have a bestial theme to it, except most of them have like a yellow sash with well, it looks like a yellow sash painted on the suit with a little dinosaur marks, right? With little zigzags that make it look like teeth marks. And I don't know, they just look like pretty cool updated costume designs. And as for the mechs, or the Zords, whatever you like to call them, they got a really unique design, and they seem to play a pivotal role in most of the action sequences, rather than just blatant filler, which is how I treated most of the Megazord fights. They were actually not my favorite parts of the Sentai moments.
It's actually kind of weird if you think about it because the style they have for it, it feels more like what Mighty Morphin did before CG was the thing. You
Yeah,
know, it feels more like that, and people complain saying this isn't too CG enough, and I'm like, really? It seems like it's cooler that it seems more robotic and not just super ninja robots go.
Yeah, I know. Like ever since Gal Rangers slash Power Rangers Wild Force, the mechs and the Megazords had got more. They got more CG dialed up with a lot of the effects. But when Kyoryuger, when I saw the T Rex Red Megazord, I was like, wow, they're not using a whole lot of CG on this guy. I mean, they're using it sometimes, but it's not like blatant almost all the time and very obvious. It looks like practical effects that people used to do back in the 80s and 90s. And I like that.
And the reason why it's so interesting with the fights we've actually seen, it's cool that he's clunky because even when he does his finishing moves with that clunkiness, it actually looks real.
Hmm. And the fight with the T Rex and that monster dinosaur thing, I don't know what it was called. I remember what it looked like. It looked something. For some reason, it reminded me of an angel from Evangelion, but I've never seen an angel like that before. But I can picture doing a design similar to that if they were to dinosaur it up. But I thought that fight looked pretty. I thought that fight sequence was pretty good, and you hardly hear me say that stuff about most of the Megazord fights. And
Yeah,
um, oh, okay, you were gonna add something?
I would say like with that entire well, I guess before that we got to explain like what the Megazords are, but I guess that's getting too spoilery though. But like they gave the Zords have their own personality. They're not just robot fight thing. It's just they have a personality.
They're
That's
sentient.
why I like this series so much. It's just full of personality all over the place. There is no real blandness to it at all.
No, there isn't. I also let that mentor do that. God, I forgot his name. He's the big blue bird looking dude.
We'll call him Falcon.
Yeah, we'll call him the Blue Falcon.
The
Um, but he looks like he's gonna be staying around for a while. Yeah, his name's Wise God Torin. He was the one who's been hanging around with the Red Ranger for a lot throughout this series, and he was telling him that he was supposed to be a destined warrior, and he finally tamed his Megazord, which is how they become Rangers. But for some reason, he didn't get a particular item that allowed him to transform, or it's supposed to actually. Okay, the items that they use, the henshin sequences, are actually their guns. Um, Go ahead. You can explain more to it.
I was about to just make a persona joke. You see, you load up your gun to transform, but it's essentially they
They
put
don't shoot
the
themselves in the head, though.
yeah they don't shoot themselves in the head. Instead, when they load up their gun, they do a dance and then fire it. And half the times with the shots they fire, it kills enemies before they actually transform. It's like, hey, look, there's some enemies over there. Better transform. Kills like three before the transformation sequence finishes.
Yeah, it's almost similar to a Kamen Rider DN's henshin sequence, except a little more unique than cards loaded into a gun. And I'm actually surprised that dinosaur themed Sentai would actually use a gun as its main transformation sequences. Then again, it has to branch out from the other two Sentais I mentioned earlier.
Do we
And
explain?
I thought the dance sequence was a little goofy, but it'll grow on me if I keep watching it because it looks like a mix between Michael Jackson and the Freddie Mercury pose that a lot of people like to post on the internet.
It's probably going to look much better once they do the full team
Okay.
transformation because they'll just be in a line doing it. It's going to be like the new thing. Everyone at like conventions are going to do this dance.
Look over, move out of the way, Gangnam Style.
Super Saiyan.
I'm not even going to mention the other fad that came out this year. That's how annoyed I am with that one.
Um,
Someone in the comments is gonna know what I'm talking about. But that's that's all I got to say for now. I mean, it's just the first episode. Like I said, I like it so far. I'm gonna try to keep watching it, but then again, I need to catch up on Wizard. I swear I will marathon it one of these days. I will catch up on it. I swear. He's been bug-
You better.
he's been bugging me saying, "Dude, you gotta keep watching Wizard. You gotta keep watching
D-
Wizard. It gets better and better." I'm like, I will. I will. It's just that life and apathy at the same time.
Yeah, but you got to now.
Yeah.
Because this week was amazing. This week was an amazing series for superhero time in general. It was like a great start to Power Rangers and a great big peak moment for Wizard.
Yeah.
It was perfection.
Well, uh, that's all I gotta say for about Kyoryuger. As for that rant on elitism, I got a few comments of people asking me, yes, I should do it. I'm actually going to script my rant, just like I did use in my older videos, because I thought it was well spoken, more organized. If I were just to jump in and do a elitism rant, I'm just gonna fumble my words and stutter like I'm kind of doing now. But yeah, Kyoryuger, definitely better first impression than Go Busters. Uh,
Better at using guns than Go Busters.
uh, I might keep watching. And you?
I'm definitely watching this.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not want to keep paying attention to Megaforce because I'd rather focus on stuff that I like and instead of stuff I will never enjoy. You almost have an obligation to watch Megaforce because of your niece, but as for me, until people tell me Megaforce gets better, I will watch it. But so far, no one's told me that. So I'm just gonna stick with Kyoryuger and finishing up Gokaiger as well. Jesus Christ, I have a backlog. Alright, that's all I gotta say. Leave a comment if you wish. Darkscream217 signing out.
It's a 3, 2, 1. Later.